All right, we're going to continue with our letter C and letter U review, adding on 5 and the words jobs and costume. All right, so on my board that we are using, I'm going to flip it over. I have 2 sides that I can use. I'm going to use my writing tool. And remember, I take my pointer and my thumb and I bend them, and then I hold on to a tool. Sometimes younger children use a 3-finger grip, and then you rest the ring finger and little finger underneath, or sometimes they hold on with 2 fingers, tall man, ring finger, little finger, rest underneath. It takes time and practice to get used to that, and it also takes maturity. Some children can learn it like that with a couple practices, and some it just takes maturity, and you'll see why with your child. So I start below the piece of paper, or in this case, my board, and I bump like a bumper car the top, and I bump the side, and I bump the bottom, and I stop. Now taking another tool, it can be a little sponge that you've cut like this, or it could be an eraser that your older student or child uses, and we're going to erase but not in the same way, going back and forth. We're just going to follow the line. Bump the top, bump the side, bump the bottom of the paper, or in this case, the board. Moving on to this paper, or to this board, I am writing U in review, starting at the smile. On the which side of the board? On the left, correct. So I start on the smile side, I go down, bump the bottom, and come back up. There's umbrella bird, and tell me the sound of this one. Yep, take your closed fist. Katina cat. Now, umbrella bird, you hold on to the umbrella on top of your head and use your other arm to fly. It's hard to fly with only one wing, so that's why umbrella bird says her sound. Now, is that real or pretend? That's pretend. And you can take a look at an umbrella bird in the movie Rio, I believe. But if not, you can find them on National Geographic for Kids or YouTube videos, images on Google. All right, so now for our vocabulary, we have jobs and costume or costumes. This is a good time for you to talk about the job that you and that your parents have, and talk about not only the fact that they may be a doctor or a nurse or a teacher, but that they have a job of being a mom and a dad. And what does that mean? About being a husband and a wife. What does that mean? A child of God. What does that mean? Talk about some of these jobs that you have. Talk about how important it is for them later on in life to pick a husband or a wife that is someone who loves God. Because picking that husband or wife as someone who loves God, this is the time to teach your children that. The blessings of having a husband or wife who loves God means that you can be worshiping together, solving problems together, raising children together with common values. Knowing that Jesus is your Savior, He loves us, and He equips us or helps us to do our job and to do it effectively, and to apologize when we haven't. Costume. How fun it is to dress up in costumes. People talk about certain times of the year when they like to dress up, but pretending is a great way to discover what you would like to do, what God has already put in your heart and mind that you want to do. Be a protector, be a caregiver. There are lots of ways that God has put or given or gifted you with talents so that you can be a part of our community. All right, taking 5 yummy crackers or little tiny cookies or treats at home or gummies, put them on a plate or put them on the table and count them. And sometimes our fingers like to go a little fast, so I have to sometimes tell my fingers to slow down and touch them as I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and what is this one? 5. Yeah, now what happens when I take one and I eat it? Yeah, you hear the crunching sound. What happens now? What do we see? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. What happens when we take one and eat it? We have 1, 2, and 3. What happens if we take one more and we eat it? We have 1 and 2. As you're counting, this is a good time to practice going left to right, left to right, left to right, from top to bottom. What happens if I eat 2? That's right. I have 0 left. All right, let's review. Katina cat. Umbrella bird. Where do we start making Katina cat? At the top. Where do we start making umbrella bird? At the top, but is it on the left or on the right? On the left. And both of them, we go from top to bottom, but in different ways. Talk about what your favorite job is, a job you might like to do someday. No pressure, though. Sometimes people go, I don't know, that's too much pressure. That's okay. It's fun to explore different ideas. Whatever the job is, that's an opportunity for you to show how much you love God. Costume. What is one of your favorite costumes at your home, or what costume would you like to have? All right, now we have some tools here that we have used. So whatever the tool is that you have used, it's a good time for us to put them away. So I'm going to stack up my learning tools and find a home for them. And it's okay for you to work on doing community jobs at home as well. These learning tools go in here so that I can bleach them later. This isn't needed anymore. And these have a home over here, and I have another place for my cards. Have a good day.